marooned for months in the Antarctic, a far cry from their goal of becoming the first men to cross the icy continent. Official photographer Frank Hurley took hundreds of images of the expedition. They've now been digitized and enlarged, showing greater resolution. It's easy to forget how difficult photography was 100 years ago. The bulky gear and barrels of developing fluid add to that the hostile environment. It was dark for a good portion of the year, so Hurley had to use flares to light his subjects. The ship eventually did sink, leaving the men to camp on a slab of ice, never knowing if it would break free, sending them out to the brutal Southern Ocean. Polar explorer Jim McNeil knows more than anyone what it's like to lead an expedition to the unknown. He's been doing it for 30 years.
And what about Shackleton? What's he looking like there?
Well, I should think he's a really unhappy person. You know, he came down here to make a name for himself. He's in danger of this being a complete and utter disaster and no one surviving at this stage. So he's very concerned, I would say.
Shackleton devised activities to keep the men busy. Weighing the dogs and other completely non-essential tasks became part of daily routines. Modern explorers need diversions too.
I ask people to bring along and don't tell anyone else about an entertainment and a treat, because you've got to keep that morale up, and it's so important to do so. And so people bring out their treats at various times when morale is really dipping.
Shackleton led a rescue mission in a lifeboat, sailing 1,200 kilometers to South Georgia, and then returned with a tiny ship. Hurley had to leave behind many of his plates. There just wasn't room. But he had time to cull the best, and it's an amazing record.
It's an extraordinary story of survival, and these new, larger, more detailed pictures really give you a sense of what the men went through.
Some artifacts are on show at the Royal Geographical Society, including the flag given by the British King when Shackleton set off on his historic journey. The trip did make history, not for exploration, but for endurance. Jessica Baldwin, Al Jazeera, London.